What is good, y'all? It is Anime K here. Today we're going to talk about why we shouldn't compare Aoashi and Blue Lock. Now originally I planned to record a video on which anime was better, but really when you really look at both animes, they're so different in so many ways that, like, don't get me wrong, it's the same genre, it's the same sport, but there's so much differences between these animes that if you really look at it, you shouldn't really compare them. I just think you should just enjoy them. I just think it's based off whatever you're into or what style of football you like. So firstly, I'm going to talk about both the animes and what they're both about. So Aoashi, right? I know a lot of you will know. I won't go into the full story because I know a lot. If you click on this video, you'll know about the stories. But for people who don't know, Aoashi, right? The main character Ao, basically, he's naturally talented and he naturally has this ability where he can just see, kind of like the eagle eye from Kuroko no Basket, where he can kind of see the whole pitch and he's able to make either necessary passes or shots. But it's just basically he doesn't have control over this ability that he has. Now when I mean control over the ability, it's not like it's a supernatural power. I mean, it's more based on instinct than him actually doing it by himself. So, and Ao, right, even though yes, he is naturally talented, he doesn't know the basics of the game, and that's why he goes to tryouts at this special academy, and that's why he goes to this special academy. And once he gets into the academy, he starts working with this coach, and basically they teach him the basics of football, right, and all that. Now with Blue Lock is basically based off after the 2018 World Cup with Japan when they went out, and basically in Blue Lock they are searching for the best striker, and the main character Isagi, after losing in a tournament for his school, he decides to go to Blue Lock, and then he decides to join. And in Blue Lock, right, basically it's like 300 or something, 500 strikers, and basically these strikers have to compete against each other, and whoever comes out on top will be able to join the Japan national team, will basically be known as the #1 striker in the world. And this striker will get to join the Japan national team and will get to play in the World Cup, right? So that's just basically a brief explanation on both animes, right? I'm sorry if I'm forgetting the academy names and all that. It will be on the screen anyway, so don't worry about that. So now I've talked about both the animes, let's talk about both the main characters, right? So firstly, why we shouldn't compare them. Both the main characters are very different, right? So Aoashi, he more has the Blue Lock mentality at the start of the show. He only cares about scoring, he only cares about himself, and he doesn't care about working with his team or anything, right? And that's why he's so bad at build-up play or anything, because the only thing he would naturally do, because he was better than everyone he was versing, he would just go ahead and score. But the second he ran into someone that was better than him, you see, he found out he was not as good as he thought he was. Whereas in Blue Lock, it's kind of the opposite with Isagi, because Isagi is more of a team build-up player, and as you see, when he gets past the ball and he dribbles through the players, instead of taking the shot, he passes the ball, which ultimately his teammate misses, and they lose in the tournament, right? So again, right there, the two different characters. Now with both animes, right, they kind of they go in separate directions. So with Blue Lock, right, with Blue Lock, they try and make him more, instead of more like an Aoashi type player or Ao type player, they want him to be more selfish. They want him to take all the shots, and they've adapted the philosophy of if you're a striker, the only thing you should think about is goals. Whereas Aoashi is more based on team play, building up the play, passing, more like, you know, kind of like Barcelona, tiki-taka. Not exactly like that, but in terms of building up the play and making the right play and scoring, right? So that's really why you can't compare the animes, right? And I don't think the explanation why you can't compare them has to be that long, because like I've just explained, Aoashi is about team play and Blue Lock is about just being an assessed striker. And where Blue Lock comes from, like I'm saying, explaining the 2018 Japan World Cup, right? I did a bit of information, and basically this is not just based off of anime, this is based off like how some people in Japan really feel about, or nonetheless the author at least feels this, is that in Japan it's more based on team play and everyone's kind of selfless. where I feel like the author's trying to say Japan needs someone, a striker, kind of like a striker like Cristiano Ronaldo or a striker like Messi, or someone to just take over the game and basically win it for the team, right? So that's what the kind of message Blue Lock is trying to push out. Whereas Aoashi is doing the complete opposite of that. Aoashi is saying, look, this Aoashi has nothing to do with Japan or the World Cup, right? But Aoashi is pushing out the message that we need team play, you need to build up the play, and learning the basics is important. And as the show progresses, you see Aoashi learning the basics. And I'm sure as Blue Lock progresses, we'll get to see Isagi get better and better and better. As in episode 5, we see him progressing already. So look, I hope that's given a good explanation of why we can't compare both animes. I don't think there's really much more to say without me dragging out the video, but I just think, look, one, Blue Lock's not finished, so I don't think we should be comparing the both animes anyway, unless you're going based off manga, right? And two, the animes, they go in complete different directions, okay? So if you think, the funny thing is, they kind of, I don't want to use the word contradict is the right word, but they're just complete opposites, right? So I think whatever anime you think is better is just based off your personal preference on how you like to watch football. Now, if you like the style, if you like the type of football, or you subscribe to the notion of there should be just one pinnacle player where if you need a goal, you call on that player. Or if you like team building or team play, you'll prefer that. Now, right now, from the time of me recording this video, I do prefer Aoashi, right? I will say that. But Blue Lock is still an amazing anime, and I'm loving watching it. And episode 5, I just did a whole video on episode 5, so I'm loving the video. But we'll have to see how both pan out. But I think it's just based on preference which anime you like. But I think we should stop comparing them and just enjoy them both. If you wanna compete on which one's gonna be more popular, that's fine. But I think the animes in general, I think the authors are pushing out different messages to the public. So I just think we should enjoy them. It's not like if you're comparing One Piece and Naruto, because they're very similar, but they have differences. But where Aoashi and Blue Lock, they're just completely different. The only similarities between the two animes is both main characters are trying to work to progress in their perspective and in their respective animes. That's the only thing that's really similar right now about both main characters. But overall, both are great animes and I enjoy them both, and I hope you guys enjoy watching as much as I do. But look, like, comment, subscribe, tell me if you agree with the points I've made in this video. But in conclusion, I will say I do prefer Aoashi. But tell me which anime you prefer, and tell me if I've maybe changed your mind on comparing the both animes. I know people are still going to compare them both, because that's how, that's just how the anime community is going to work. But look, hey, this has been Anime K, and peace. I'm out, and thank you for watching.